In the previous video, I told you why is this the right time to invest in Bitcoin and also other cryptocurrencies. Well, there is another reason for that. After every 4 years, Bitcoin goes through an effectual event called as halving. And in this video, I will tell you what that event is and why is it important for us. In the first video, when I told you what is Bitcoin, I told you that just like gold, Bitcoin is mined, but it is mined digitally. So this time, let's dig deep into this topic and understand it properly. The first question that will come to anybody's mind is, why is Bitcoin mined and what do miners do? So here is the answer to that. In simple terms, miners are the auditors. Miners are getting paid for their work as auditors. They are doing the work of verifying previous Bitcoin transactions. So why is verification needed? When Satoshi Nakamoto first developed Bitcoin, he knew that people would misuse Bitcoin by creating copies of it and double spend Bitcoin. So he developed this protocol that Bitcoin can only be mined. This protocol is meant to keep Bitcoin users honest. By verifying transactions, miners are helping to prevent the double spending problem. Double spending is a scenario in which a Bitcoin owner spends the same Bitcoin twice. With physical currency, this isn't an issue. Once you hand someone a $20 bill to buy a bottle of vodka, you no longer have it. So there's no danger you can use the same $20 bill to buy lotto tickets next door. With digital currency, there is a risk that the holder could make a copy of digital token and send it to a merchant or any other party while retaining the original one. So for this reason, miners have to work as auditors and they get rewarded for solving transactions. The term mining is not used in literal sense, but used in a reference to where precious metals are gathered. Bitcoin miners solve mathematical problems and confirms the legitimacy of a transaction. They then add the transaction to the end of a block and create chains of these blocks of transaction, forming the blockchain. When a block is filled up with transactions, the miners that processed and confirmed the transaction with the block are rewarded with bitcoins. And this process is called mining. This process is called mining because the work done to get new Bitcoin out of the code is equivalent to the physical work done to pull gold out of the earth. Now, every 4 years, the Bitcoin reward given to Bitcoin miners for processing the transaction is cut in half. This cuts in half the rate at which new Bitcoin is released into circulation. And this process is called as halving. In 2009, the reward for each block in the chain was 50 Bitcoins. After the first halving, it was 25, then 12.5, and now on May 11, 2020, it was reduced to 6.25 Bitcoins per block. That means now after every block is completed, 6.25 Bitcoins will be released. Just to make you understand the importance of this, imagine if the amount of gold mined out of the earth was cut in half every 4 years. If gold's value is based on its scarcity, then halving of gold output every 4 years would drive its price higher. These halvings reduce the rate at which new coins are created and thus lower the available supply. And as per the rule of supply and demand, low supply and strong demand cause the price of assets to surge higher. Now, in the past, whenever the Bitcoin halving took place, Bitcoin's price surged exponentially. Let's just go to the chart and see how Bitcoin reacted to the previous halving. The first halving happened in November 2012. At that time, Bitcoin was around $11, and after that, Bitcoin moved to $1,174 in just 1 year, which is around 10,000%, enough to turn every $500 to $50,000 in just 1 year. The second Bitcoin halving occurred in July 2016. At that time, Bitcoin was around $650 and moved to $20,000 in just 1.5 years. Now, while Bitcoin surged around 3,000% in the previous halving of 2016, an interesting thing happened. It was observed that when the Bitcoin price surged around by 3000%, different cryptocurrencies surged even higher. Some of them surged by around 100,000%. If we look at how Ethereum reacted to the increase in the price of Bitcoin, from 7th July 2016 to 30th Jan 2018, Ethereum surged from $9.62 to $1,587, which is around 17,000% of the gain. Enough to turn every $500 into $85,000 in just a single year. Well, it was not only with Ethereum and Bitcoin, but many other altcoins showed such insane growth. Some coins even gave growth of 100,000%. It is observed that whenever the price of Bitcoin increases, that is generally after halving, the different altcoins soars higher than that of Bitcoin. And this time, the millionaire making opportunity is standing right in front of you. Recently, the halving event happened on 11th May 2020. And right now, most of the cryptocurrencies and even Bitcoin are very undervalued. Very soon, the next bull run of Bitcoin will begin, which will take the price of Bitcoin soaring to the new highs. And along with these, there will be some cryptocurrencies which will give you insane gains of 10,000% or even 100,000%. This time, it is going to be huge. Because as I told you in the previous video, we stand in the early majority period. All the cryptocurrencies are still undervalued as the mass adoption is yet to happen. But just think, when this time the supply of Bitcoin is lower than before, plus the demand for Bitcoin is growing day by day, and the mass adoption is yet to happen. Just think how huge will Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies grow when this finally happens.